What's up, Internet? Kid Yuki here. I am in desperate need of a shave and a haircut, but none of that matters because today I'm teaching you how to play the theme song to Kingdom Hearts 3, Don't Think Twice / Chikai on guitar. Now, by that, I mean the alleged theme song to Kingdom Hearts 3, because who actually knows until the game comes out? And, the full song isn't even out yet, but I've had a number of people ask me how I play the little minute and 20 version that we've got in the trailer, so here we go. This video will be in 4 parts, and I'll include timestamp tags down below so you can skip to whatever part you want. Part 1 will be how to play the song in the original key, which is G minor. Part 2 will be a playthrough of the song in G minor, so if you've watched through part 1 and you feel pretty comfortable, you can play along with me in part 2. Now, when I play the song by myself, and if I've got to sing it, then I have to transpose the song down a bit into more of a male range. So I play it in D flat minor. So if you want to learn how to play it in that key, part 3 will be how to play the song in D flat minor, and part 4 will be a playthrough of the song in D flat minor. But before we get any of this started, if you want a little bit of insight into how I put these acoustic covers together, you can check out my acoustic insight video in the card, wherever the hell the card is. But yeah, let's get it started. All right, let's get some things out of the way off the bat. We are capering on the 1st fret here. And now, for the sake of any newer guitarists or people who just don't know their music theory and their notes and chords up and down the neck as well, I am going to be referring to the chords that I play by their chord shape, quote unquote, as opposed to the true chord that I am playing. So for example, this is a G sharp or an A flat technically, but people who play guitar, especially newer guitarists who are learning their open chord shapes will know this is a G chord shape, or this is an E chord shape, but it's technically an F. But I will be referring to things by their shape. So if I say E, that's this. It's an F, but I'm going to call it an E. So if you want the true names of the chords that I'm going to be playing, just move everything up a half step. So this song is pretty simple. Again, we only have a minute 20-second version of it right now, but it seems like the song is going to be pretty simple in general. It's really just 3/4 chords. You've got basically, and I'll get into more complicated voicings. You got a D, you've got an E, you got an F sharp minor, and then you also you can either do an E or what they're actually doing is an F sharp minor / E, so an F sharp minor with an E in the bass. So it's really just those 4 chords. Yeah, I like to do this D major 7. So I just like to lay my my index finger across it like that. You can also just do it with 3 fingers if you want, but I like to do it like this. It's just more natural for me. Then we've got E major, regular old E major. Now for the F sharp minor, I like to do this F sharp minor 7 like this. So 2 X 2 2 2. You can play that E string if you want as well. So there's your F sharp minor 7. And then for the last chord, you gotta mute this string again. So it's this F sharp minor 7, but then you just take away your index finger, so you've got this. So there's your 4 chords. And that's pretty much it. I ideally, since the song is really just 4 chords, I'd like to be able to play around with some voicings, kind of change it up as the song progresses. But I haven't been able to find a whole lot of different voicings that I like. I'm sure you can mess with different fingerings, but as far as meeting my criteria of being able to play, loudly and energetically and sustainably, it's kind of hard to beat. I can't find many other positions to play something like this. I mean, you can also pick up your pinky fingers so you can get kind of a major 9 sound there if you want. That's an option. But yeah, I pretty much just stick to the major 7, the E major, the D major 7, the E major, the F sharp minor 7, and then the F sharp minor / E. And so I guess from then on, really the only things that you can change up would be how you're picking. So to start off, if you want to play more like how the piano is actually playing it, you want to kind of have that that root note constantly being plucked. So it's something like this. And again, I'm bad at writing out strumming notation, so I'll just play. I'll try to do it slowly. Hopefully you can follow along with what I'm doing. If you need help, if you need me to write out strumming notation, ask me in the comments, because I don't know, it would probably be more trouble than it's worth for me to do right now. But yeah, so we'll try to do so something like this. you want to break that down, you're doing the swung strumming pattern, and you're hitting the chord 1 up, down, up, down, up, down, up, like that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3, like that. But again, you're constantly on all the quarter notes, you're playing that root note. So it's 1, 2 and 3, 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and so yeah, so you can do that and just kind of move that across, then move to your E, and then your F sharp minor, and then your F sharp minor / E, which I guess is also kind of like an A / E. Yeah, you know, I'm relatives, whatever. For the sake of this, but you know, playing that constant root note is a lot easier to do when you're playing these chords that are based around the E string, as opposed to this D chord. It's kind of, I don't know, for me, it's hard to consistently, I mean, I can do that, but if I want to get any more feeling and any more dynamics into it, I have to really concentrate to keep hitting that D string faithfully. So sometimes I get a little sloppy and we'll play a little bit of the little bit of the A string in there, which is totally fine, because it just kind of, it adds a little bit of beef. You got kind of like a power chord going on there with that down there like that. Like that. You get a little bit of that. That's okay. So like this. And that's pretty much it. Now, if you don't want to strictly play that pattern that the piano is playing, if you want to give it more of a kind of singer-songwriter-y, strummy guitar feel, you can just forget doing that constant root note plucking, and you can just do like a... 1, 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. So just like that. Yeah, so that's an option too. And so the version that we currently have as of the shooting of this video, the song is really just 8 repetitions of that pattern. You've got 2 repetitions in the beginning, kind of before the vocals start in, and then you have 2 repetitions when the verse comes, what I would call the verse, the how did I live, that thing, and then what I would call the pre-chorus is 2 repetitions. The you're only everything I ever dreamed, like that's 2 repetitions for that, and then of course you've got the chorus and want you for a lifetime, and it's just that's it. It's just 8 repetitions of this thing. So I would probably again, since I'm pretty much keeping the chords the same, I might, getting into the pre-chorus and then into the chorus, just get into some heavier strumming, a little bit more rhythmic. So, in your intro part and in your verse, I might just do the... Yeah, just like that. Now we're coming up on the pre-chorus, so I might just because this is when the drums come in, so I might just... Now we're coming up into the chorus, so let's get really, really emotional, really heavy here, like this. Maybe I'll break out that 9 here. just so you can play a little bit louder. You can try this. I like this open chord thing. That's it. So yeah, I guess let's just try doing the playthrough. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. All right, let me get some important information out of the way here right off the bat. I am using a capo on the 2nd fret here, and for the sake of newer guitarists and or people who don't have as good of a grasp of music theory and maybe don't know their notes and chords up and down the neck as well, I'm going to refer to the chords I'm playing today by their shape as opposed to their actual, chord. So, for example, this, this is technically an A. This is an A chord, but you can see that this is a G major chord shape. If I didn't have the capo on here and I was playing it down here, it'd be a G chord, or like this would be, an E shape, but that's actually an F sharp. This would be a D, but this is a D shape, but that would actually be an E chord. So if you want so I'm going to refer to chords by their shape, because I think more guitarists out there will be able to recognize G, E, A, D, and we'll have to kind of think less about that. But so if you want the actual chords that I'm playing, just take all the everything that I say and move it up a step. So this song really revolves around 3 chords, I guess technically 4 chords. We've got a G of some kind. I'll get into the specific voicings in a second, but we've got a G major of some kind. We've got an A major. We've got a B minor, and we've got an A again. But really, technically, it's a B minor / A, like that, or like that. So it's really 3 to 4 chords, and that's about it. So for the cover that I did, I tried to mess around with some different voicings as the song was progressing, and then I would also kind of get into more accented, I guess more emotional, louder kind of strumming patterns as the song progressed. So yeah, I'll go through the chords that I play first, and then we can get into strumming patterns. So right off the first chord that I play is this D/G. So it's a D chord, but then you reach over and you got your G in the bass, like that, and you're muting this A string here. So that's our first chord. But you can just do a G7, a G major 7, which is that, or you can do it like that. But I really like adding in that 9 there. So yeah, that's the first thing that we do. Then regular old A major, for the sake of I don't know, you can do your A major like this. Sometimes I just like to lay my index finger across there like that. And if you want to include that 6 on top, that's actually kind of sounds kind of nice. So you can do that as well. So or A major. Then you got your B minor. I just do a regular old B minor. For starters, I change it up as the song progresses. And then you've got your B minor / A, like that. So that's it. And then, you know, later into the song, so I play those for, let's break the song into 4 sections. We'll say the intro before the verse starts. Then we'll say the verse, which is the how did I live? And then the pre-chorus I will call the you're only everything I ever dreamed. I'll call that the pre-chorus. And then the chorus, I want you for a lifetime. So for the verse and the for the intro and for the verse, I do the D / G, the A, the B minor / A. And then for the pre-chorus, I trade that D / G for just a this, which is really just like a big G power chord, because it's all just G's and D's, 1s and 5s rather. So just because I can be a little bit louder with it, get a little bit more dynamic, kind of ramp up the emotion a bit. But I still do the A, I still do the regular old B minor. So, and then finally, when I get into the chorus, I switch things up even more. So I do this kind of G with a G major with this added 9 here. Yeah, I guess it's really a G power chord with an added 9. And then I switch to this A, We can call it an A7 sus4, I guess, but I don't know. It's just a cool open A chord. And then I like to do my open B minor 7, which is the thing that I prefer to do when it comes to B minors, just because it's a lot easier to fret than damn bar chords. You know, I always like to avoid bar chords when possible. Because I can just play it a lot more loudly and emotionally. And then the last one I do is this. It's still kind of a B minor 7, but then I have the A in the bass, so it's still that B minor with the A in the bass. So yeah, so altogether, those are your 4 chords. So from there, so those are your different pattern, your different chord patterns across the song. Now we can get into the strumming patterns a little bit. And again, I'm terrible at writing out strumming notation, so if you need me to write it out, let me know. But for now, I'll just try to go slowly and show you how I'm doing it, and hopefully you can follow along. But you know, if you need me to write it out, you're welcome to put it in the comments, and I'll try to write that out for you. So if you want to kind of mimic what the piano is doing in the beginning of the song, you want to do this. You want to be constantly playing the root note. You want to be constantly playing the root note, quarter notes with the root note. So, and then kind of throwing in the rest of the chord as an accent. So it's like. So with this strumming pattern. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. So if you want, you can do that pattern in the intro and in the verse. Now, in the video that I did, I didn't even bother doing that. I just kind of did a. Which is just more of a, I don't know, typical acoustic guitar singer-songwritery kind of a vibe, just straight up strumming the chords. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. So yeah, so you know, that would be my intro on my verse. And then, you know, when I switch out that D/G with that G5. And really, I don't actually change the strumming pattern that much across the song in the video that I did, at least. I think I just get a little bit more percussive and a little bit louder when I get into the pre-chorus and then into the chorus. So if you want to make things progress a bit more throughout the song, you know, change things up a bit as you go, then maybe you want to start out doing the piano thing. And then when you get to the pre-chorus, you can switch back to this. And so everything, each section is 2 repetitions of this chord progression. You know, the intro is 2, the verse is 2, the pre-chorus is 2, the chorus is 2. So it's eight progressions. So it's 8 repetitions in total in this, you know, minute 20 whatever version that we've got so far as of the recording of this video. So then when you get to the chorus, you know, switch up the chords again. And just get louder and more percussive, and just, like, you know, throw all of your emotions in there. And then that's pretty much it. You know, that's all we've got. So yeah, let's move on to the playthrough. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. So that's it. Hopefully this was helpful to you. Any and all constructive feedback is always appreciated, and if there are any other songs that I do that you want to see tutorial videos of, let me know in the comments below. Up here are some other videos that I do in case you want to check those out. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. You are awesome, and until next time, keep anime rockin'.